Hey there, welcome on back. As always, I'm Carl with Target's Attitude. That's my professor of knives and all things sharp. Sit on back, grab your pens and papers. Class is about to begin. Today, we're looking at a new one from Civivi. The Civivi Fracture. Yes, the Fracture from Civivi. Nice little knife. Rather different from most Civivis. For one thing, it's a slip joint, not a flipper. But before we get too far into the knife, let's get some syllabus work out of the way, shall we? If you're new here, welcome. We do primarily knife reviews here on Fridays. Occasionally I'll do a review of some piece of camping or survival gear. Lights, compasses, cooking gear, that sort of thing. But mainly knives. On Mondays we do knife basics, what you really need to know. This series is aimed more at those who are new to knives. Just started collecting, just found out how neat knives can be. But it does have some information that applies to those who have been in the field for a while. Mainly it's aimed at helping you understand all the various terminology and all, so that you don't sit there going, what he said. For those of you who have been with us for a while, welcome on back. I'm glad you made it. Just got one question for you, and you know what it is, I'm sure. Have you subscribed yet? Yes, I'm really asking. And yes, I'm serious. Come on. Okay, so you have up there in Massachusetts. There's a couple people down in Florida and one or two in Georgia. And, okay, that guy out near Colorado finally did it. And let's see, we've got a couple. Wow, I've got one or two down there in Australia. Fantastic. And, wait a minute. You up there in Alaska. Haven't I talked to you about this before? Come on, man. It's so simple. Just hit that button right down there. It says subscribe. Then you hit the bell next to it. That way you get notified every time I do a neat new video. It's a win-win situation. You win because you don't miss any of my videos. I win because, let's be honest, the more subscribers I have, the easier it is to get all these neat new things. But enough of that. Let's get on with the knife, shall we? As I say, the Fracture is a slip joint, which means you're not going to be able to flip it open very easily. It's got a very unique thumb hole in it. So I guess if you loosened up the joint a little bit, you could open it one-handed. But it takes a lot of thumb strength. Really wouldn't recommend it. Very sweet design for the knife. Very comfortable. It's not exactly a huge knife. It's only 4.38 inches closed. Blade's 3.38 inches. And unlike the majority of Civivis, which are made with D2 steel, this one is made with 8CR14 MOV. So, say it's got an extended tang, but you know what? I don't really see it. It seems like a standard slip joint tang to me. But, very nice detents. Very obvious. Very firm. So, not worrying about that very much. It is a hollow grind, as you can see, or maybe can't, which makes it nice. Would have to call that a drop point. Though with that eye style thumb hole, it kind of gives it a unique look for the shape. A little bit of the swedge right here. Not even close to being a false edge, though, because it does not come to a point or even close to a point. It just makes it look nice. The handle is, as almost always, G10, and it comes in a variety of colors. I mean, you can get blue, black, gray, and orange, which is kind of neat. Does have your standard pocket clip set for tip-up carry. And you can reverse it, as you can see. Can't flip it to tip down, though. That's just not happening. Wish it would, but, can't have everything. Does have a lanyard hole, which, okay, there you go. Now you can see it. Kind of nice. And how does it do on our standard battery of tests? Well, let's find out, shall we? Start off, need a piece of paper here. Okay, this one's been cut on and all a couple times, but it should still work. Very sweet. Definitely can't complain about that. Let's see here, cardboard. Standard piece of corrugated cardboard, as used by Amazon for shipping things. And it goes through fairly nicely. Cuts that nicely. Let's see how it does this way. Yeah, it's going to thread any piece of cardboard you need to open fast and easy. Very sweet. Here. Hang package test. No, that one's been cut. There's that one. Here's one that hasn't been cut yet. Now, let's see here. That tip, it should go in fairly simple. Oh yeah. Goes in beautifully. Yeah, that's going to open up any hang packaging I know of quick and easy. Very nice. Paracord. Here's paracord. Where's the end? Where's the end? There's the end. Smooth as glass. Still super smooth. Very sweet. Now here's the real test. When we get down to loop, just hold big enough for the tip to go through for me to hold on to. That's 1, 2. Excellent. So far, it's performing just the way I'd expect it to. Now, some people may ask about the 8CR 14 MOV. Keep in mind, most knives nowadays are made of 8CR 13 MOV. So it's got a little higher level of molybdenum and vanadium in it. Might make it a little bit more rust resistant, might not. I'm not real sure about that. They say it does, but you know, it'll take an edge beautifully as long as it's been heat treated right. Won't hold an edge as long as some of the better steels, but it allows you to have the knife at a much lower price point. This one has a minimum advertised price of, what is it? Oh yeah, $28.50. So, yeah. And let's see how it does on leather. Not bad. Not bad. I think it would do better if I was able to hold the leather still instead of having it flop all over the place. But it's cutting it just nicely. So, did alright on that. Maybe not as well as, say, the Asticus or the Governor did, but it did alright. Definitely not anything to complain about. Let's see here. Zip ties. Handiest thing around. As you know by now, and from my endless rambling about them, they're loved by electricians for holding wires and cables together. They're loved by IT people for keeping cables separated and neat. They're fantastic for holding things onto your backpack or holding things together in bush when you're trying to do some bushcrafting and don't want to take the time to tie it with the paracord. And of course, they're used all the time gun sales to secure guns, but they're paying to cut. So let's see how this does it. One and done very easily. Let's see if we need to trim it afterwards. Not quite so nice, but still can't complain about it. And let's see here. What happens if we're chopping it instead of slicing it? Not quite as nice, but still cuts it. And of course, a piece of wood for my wood shop. Let's see here. Doing a fairly good job of feathering it up. Let me get my leather glove here. Sorry about that. My wife would really prefer I skip this test, but as long as I use a leather glove, she's not too upset with me for doing it. Let's see how this works. Now keep in mind, with any folding knife, this is not really a good thing to be doing, because that pivot point is going to provide a weak point at one point or another. First time out of the box and just one time, not too bad, but if you keep doing it, the knife is going to break no matter how good it is. So let's see here. Now that slip joint is bouncing just a little bit. Let me do it this way so you can see how it's bouncing, which makes it a little difficult to go through, but it is splitting the wood. So yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Again, maybe not as good as the Aztecus or the Governor, but still did a very nice job. And yeah, that stonewash blade isn't showing. I don't know, maybe is there a little nick there? It looks like it, but I can't feel it. So let's go ahead and try the paper again. Let's see if it did do any damage. No, none whatsoever. So if there is a nick in the blade, it's too small to affect the cutting. And as I say, I can't feel it. So, oh no. Yeah. I think once again, Civivi has done a very nice job. Even though that slip joint was bounced a little bit when I was batoning, there's no plate in the blade, and it's still locking up nicely. The spring is still laying right smooth the way it should. So now, yeah, doesn't look like it took any damage whatsoever. So there you have it. Fracture from Civivi. Once again, they've come up with a neat blade. Very distinctive. Very sweet. And if you live in an area where any type of flipper knife is frowned upon, well, don't know of any place yet that frowns on slip joints, so I'm sure there's probably some out there, but I don't know of them. Definitely worth considering. Very much so. But enough of that. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. I'll leave you with a couple videos right over here. I hope you'll enjoy. Of course, you can always hit that target right over there to subscribe to the channel. I hope you do. In the meantime, We'll see you next week. Till then, take care now. Bye.